out these things. So someone during the 3 day fast that we just finished doing, someone was like, "I'm hungry," and what did she say? Is this starvation or is this or is this fasting? And I was like, the symptoms that you're feeling right now, and the person was also having a very bad headache, and I was like, the symptoms that you're feeling are not due to lack of food. It's due to the things that you were doing to your body that's now causing these symptoms prior to you starting the fast. I hope that is clear. The symptoms aren't from not eating food. It's from things that you were doing to your body that led to you now feeling these detox symptoms. And so, all to say that you have to be mentally prepared. And then as you're going through the fast, some of the things that happened to me is a lot of mental clarity. I started having dreams of my mother who passed away the year before I started doing the fast. Just all kinds of things on different levels. A lot of energy that I was not having before, and I was able to do a lot more during the fast. And of course, I did have my symptoms, and I, had to overcome them. And what kept me going is knowing that at the end of this, I will have achieved what I needed to achieve. That I wouldn't have the symptoms that I was dealing with, that the health issues that I was having would be gone. And to me, 21 days of having a bit of discomfort was worth the lifetime of benefits that would come from it. So those are those mind body things. But definitely what I put some things down here.
I was thinking, so I was looking at every day that I'm not eating food is another day I'm adding to my life.
Exactly.
So just looking at it like it's balanced out. So you could say, okay, well, I'm not going to give my body any days to rest. You got to keep eating. But eventually, that's going to come out on the other side when you turn, 90, 100 or whatever.
Exactly.
So I'm like, I feel like I'm missing out on food, but I'm gaining days of life.
Exactly. And you're gaining optimal health. You're gaining a lot more over the long run, and this is just a small part of your journey. And it won't. And this part will end, but the rest of it will continue for the rest of your life. So, so what I wrote here is that you have mental clarity, you have vivid dreams, and it's also helpful to do meditation. That also helps. The past 3 days we did a guided meditation with Mama Maria Kambon, and that also helped to connect mentally and feel your body and envision things for yourself as you're going through the cleanse, which maximizes the benefits of the cleanse. So I highly encourage those meditations, affirmations to help you push through, and just positive words to yourself, and that's pretty much it.
Okay, so just in terms of the meditation, word power, fasting, it can transform you even on the DNA level. Can you speak to that? Like, what is that all about?
Well, I would say that when you think negative thoughts or have certain experiences, those thoughts and those experiences and even certain foods creates a chemical reaction in the body that creates imbalances and then manifests as diseases. And so when you do the opposite, you do positive affirmations, you do meditations to help yourself, you eat healthy foods, or you do fasting, it recreates the balance that was it gets rid of the imbalance and restores balance to you that was created through those negative thoughts, negative maybe behaviors or environment and food. And so that's why it's very important to, especially during your fasting period, to also be vocalize and verbalize how do you see yourself being empowered through the experience each day. So
what you just mentioned reminds me of the book Self-Healing Power and Therapy, where Nkulu Fukuyama talks about we are everything that we take in. So that's not just, it's food, of course, but not just food. People say you are what you eat. But then, you also have what you hear. You also have, what you rub on your skin. Right. You have, the energy that people are, giving off around you. Right. Are they positive people? And all of that comes into you in terms of music, all those things. Can you speak a little bit about that as well? Because you mentioned the power of words, the power of thinking. Does all of that, probably go under the umbrella of everything that you take in? Because I put shea butter on when I was on my fast. I was like, well, am I actually eating? Does this count? But it didn't feel like it counted. But
I mean, there are some people who go through the fast. They don't put anything on. They don't even use soap. They just bathe with water, and they don't even use anything on their skin to make sure they're not bringing in anything. And so, there's people who do that. I'm not one of those people. I do think aromatherapy is helpful, and that could be through
sage and
we did sage, and I clean. I thoroughly cleaned my environment. It's spring equinox, so to me that's spring cleaning externally and spring cleaning internally. So I scrub down my windows, all the dust bunnies and all the cobwebs and everything in the corners. Everything got scrubbed down, so I was in a very serene, peaceful, clean environment while I was doing my fast. And I encourage that your environment be very peaceful and the people around you be encouraging, and just everything you're saying. If you're listening to music or going to be in a certain space, make sure that space that you're in is supportive and healing and healthy for you, because all those things affect your ability to fully heal or cleanse while you're doing the water fast. Yeah.
And I could say it shows you're actually glowing. It's almost like you're radiating light, reflecting off of you. So I think that really served you well. And you look very nice in this purple, actually. I think it really complements your melanin very well.
Thank you.
That's not part of the questions, but I just wanted to throw that in. Never hurts to get a few points.
Well, thank you. I definitely think water, fasting, and just doing internal cleansing generally does help your melanin. So because you're naturally supposed to shine. All of us are supposed to. So it's a representation of what happens when you take care of yourself.
Well, my Umi said, shine your light for the world.
Shine your light
for the world to see. All right. Okay. So we had a question from the audience. What about loose skin? Your weight went down so rapidly. Did you have loose skin, and how did you deal with it?
So I did not have loose skin, but it's true when you rapidly lose weight, that does tend to happen. What my suggestion is, and one of the things I did is resistance exercises. Low impact resistance exercises, which can help with that. It can make sure your muscles are strong during your fast, and I can give more details about that later. But that's what I recommend. That's what I did.
So on your 3-day water fast that we're actually just coming out of today, and today we had some pineapple juice. We had orange juice this morning. What other juices?
We had a mango smoothie.
We had a mango
spirulina.
Smoothie with bananas from right out in the garden that we put in there.
Okay.
Papaya from right out in the garden that we put in there. What else did we have?
And
watermelon. I had watermelon. She didn't have the one. I had some watermelon. Kweku ate the rest. Kweku's a watermelon muncher.
And we had spirulina right from this store. I think there's some
we
bags
did
hanging
have
over
right
there.
We had the spirulina from New Earth Products, and that was, it really set off the mango smoothie.
It did.
Black Powerful.
So nutrient-rich foods to what they call is the refeeding. Once you're coming off the fast, you refeed, and it's usually with liquids. So we definitely did that with that. The smoothie was delicious. The pineapple juice was awesome.
So, and I'll claim credit for the pineapple juice because I
made
actually
all of
did
it.
make that juice. And quite cool. He's the one who squeezed the orange juice.
Yep,
So
he did a great job.
Orange. He did a great job with that as well. Yeah, so that was absolutely great. So just to that question about the loose skin. So, in terms of losing weight, how much weight did you lose on this last 3-day water
I
fast?
lost 10.4 pounds in the past 3 days.
That is amazing. So anybody who, wants to get into a boxing match and you need to drop weight quickly, you need to contact Mami Wata. So all the pro boxers, MMA people, contact Mami Wata and then donate part of your purse to Mami Wata for giving you that guidance. For me, I lost 13 pounds, right? Not that it's a competition. It's not a competition. If it was, I would have won, but it's not. It's not. It's not a competition. But, 13 pounds,
4.
10.4. We have to give her a round of applause.
And we're going to give you a round of applause, too.
Of applause. Now, so this is very Black Powerful. Now, if somebody wanted to connect with you for more information on how to do a water fast, how can they do that?
So we are looking to do a 2-hour workshop on Abibitumi, and that would be in April.
Okay.
So I will give out the contact information for that towards the end of this. So please stay tuned for those of you who are watching online. I'll give out the contact information, and then you can get more information on when we'll start that and how you can join.
And I've been recently been told that you're going to have an ebook guide to doing a 20-day water fast, and that one is available on pre-order.
Yes, that is. Thank you for
where
reminding
can
me.
people pre-order that?
They can pre-order that on Abibitumi.com in the store. It's actually available for pre-order now.
Right
is
now,
it not?
okay, yes, it is.
And we will share the link to that as well. I think you're going to have to share the link to that.
And it goes day by day through the water fast.
Right.
And she actually has the name, right? You have the name of the consultation that you'll be doing?
Yes, and the name is Slow Down and Fast. Slow Down and Fast.
Very clever. Sounds like a linguist came up with that. I wouldn't say. That sounds like a... So you can go to abibitumi.com/my21day-book and abibitumi.com/my21day-workshop. So shout out to Eja Kwajo for speedily getting those up. And that's 21, the number 2 and 1 side by side, not written out. So my 21-day-book, my 21-day-workshop, abibitumi.com/ each one of those. So we'll give that link again, closer towards the end as well. So this is very, very interesting. Now, when people are losing weight, is it water weight? Is it fat? Is it muscle? What if you don't have a lot of fat to lose? Will your muscles start depleting? Will people worry about getting weak? How does that work? Because someone was asking about the loose skin. What exactly is being lost? Is it just water weight, fat? What is it?
I would say the beginning may be some water weight loss. But then as you're getting into the 3 days, you are going into what's called a state of ketosis, which I mentioned in the first talk. And ketosis is when your body breaks down the fat and turns that into something called ketones that is used for energy. So your body starts relying on the storages of fat that you have to burn those off. So you start burning fat.
Instead of what?
Instead of water and,
glucose that your body would otherwise be burning.
Right.
Okay. Now, that's very interesting. State of ketosis. I actually thought that was near Wyoming and Montana, but that's a different state, right?
That's a different state, right. Yes.
And ketones, I thought that was a backup singers for Kiki and the Ketones, but this is an entirely
that's not,
different thing. So I'm getting blackened by the knowledge that you're bringing forth.
Right.
Now, you had You just answered that we have workshops coming up. My
Right.
21-day workshop. Abibitumi.com/my 21-day workshop.
Right.
2-hour workshop will be an introduction to the 21-day workshop series. Now, let's say you are doing a water fast, right? And I really like that name, slow down and fast. You know, people are trying to do everything. They're trying to go to, work, do meetings and whatever. But you're just telling people,
Slow down.
And fast.
And fast.
And fast. I like that.
I like that too.
So question number 5 was, can you do that and still go to school? If so, how do you suggest we schedule our water intake if we're doing other things?
So, when we just like we just mentioned, we finished this 3-day water fast, and actually my sister who lives in New York was also joining in. So she was also on the water fast with us. And she had to go to work. She has a 9 to 5. She has to commute 2 hours there and back. But she stayed on this water fast and was able to do that. And so it was because I gave her some suggestions on how to make sure she's not having to run. So you're going to have to like plan around your travel times and things like that. What I suggested to her is an hour before she has to leave the house, let's say she has to leave at 8 a.m., she can drink water all up until 7 a.m., and then she has to stop and then give herself that 1 hour time to run to the bathroom, whatever she needs to do. And then when she leaves at 8 o'clock, that travel time, she should be fine. When she gets to her destination, her job, she can resume drinking water, and she just continues. And then, of course, she has to make up for the loss of time that she didn't drink water. But as long as you're drinking a certain amount to keep you hydrated. And so that's what she did, and she did pretty good. This was her first time doing a water fast, and it was 3 days. And with my help, her asking me questions, and she got through it. She didn't think she could do it before, but after this time where I talked her through everything, she did it.
So I'm going to ask you a personal question. Do you go to the bathroom like number 2 when you're doing fasting? Because I'm going to share my own experience. I don't know if it's TMI. But, I think people may be wondering, because you're not eating food, like, does food get eliminated during the times that you're doing the water fast?
So the way it should work is that when you're transitioning into your water fast, you are going from solids to liquids, and then you're going from cooked food to raw food. And as you're doing that, your body is slowly starting to eliminate all those solid foods that lead to you doing number 2. So that by the time you get to the second or the last 2 days before you start the water, you've eliminated most of that, and you're supposed to be drinking liquids. So you've eliminated most of the solid waste, and now you're at liquids. And then finally from liquids, you go into the water fast. So that you should not really be needing to do any solid waste elimination during your water fast. You're mainly, urinating. You're not doing anything else. You shouldn't be, unless you have impacted waste in your system, which usually happens when you don't do that transition. And then you may need a colonic, which is when you get water irrigated up there to flush all of that out for you. Or
what about CKLS?
enemas.
Would CKLS work?
CKLS would work to do that. That's one of the
products
that Dr. Sharita has here from New Body Products.
And that's colon, kidney, liver, spleen, CKLS.
Yep, CKLS, which is excellent. We use it for the family, the children, everybody. So that's a way to help eliminate things that might be stuck in there. But if you transition properly, then you shouldn't be doing any of that during the water fasting. But so you can share.
So I'll share my own experience. I don't want to put her on the spot and not share my own experience for those who want to know about my internal workings. So I did, as I mentioned, we did 3 days water, but 4 days of liquids. So we did a day before the water fast where we were doing nothing but liquids. We had a little bit of as above, so below. You know, we had juices and so forth. And, you know, as I transitioned from liquids into the water, the last meal that I had was contumbre, and that was like 5 days ago. But what my body does is stops eliminating solids, and basically whatever is solid that's left, it holds on to it until the very time that I eat my first anything. So literally, it's like I'm not. Well, there's a proverb in Yoruba that says, "Akigbo kikun ojo ki ada omi agbada nu," and it translates to, "We don't hear the rumbling of thunder." And I think about the body doing a similar type of thing, at least in my case, because this is always, every time that I've done a water fast, that my body, I stop eliminating, number two, and no matter how long it is, usually I do 3 days, the day before the solstice or equinox, the day of and the day after, that it holds on to it until like literally put something solid into my mouth, and then I start feeling a rumbling, and that's the last thing that I ate, whatever, however long ago that was.
How could you tell that that's what it was?
Because it was contumbre.
Okay.
I won't give too much of the details.
There's enough detail. We got it. We got
right.
your point. So,
so that's how you can tell, because it's still contumbre. So that's just, I don't know if you have any comment on your body holding on to that, because I think it's sort of like if you go to a place where there's no food, your body is starving, it's like, I'm not going to give up what the last little bit you gave me. I'm not giving that up until you give me something else. Like, is there any physiological or biological or anything, any comment on that?
I'm not sure. I've not had that experience, but that's very possible. It's also very possible that your body has intestines, and as you're eating something, something else should be pushing down and pushing out,
right.
and you don't have anything that's now going in to push down what's been in there. So that could also be part of it. But like I also said, what would help get some of that out would be the colonic.
Colonic, right.
Because a 3-day is not such a lengthy amount of time, but if you're doing 21 days,
imagine holding on to that for 21 days, right?
Which is why the colonic enemas and those types of things to flush that out would come in.
Right. And the CKLS?
Yes, I think we have a question or a comment here in the audience. We have Amma. We mentioned Amma earlier.
Amma.
Somebody
so
saying
our celebrity chef, when she came in, we said we're now joined by our celebrity chef. So she's going to come up in very short order, and she'll do the demo. That's what all of this is.
She should be doing very soon.
Right.
So thank you for that. So we have a bunch of other questions here, but we want to also let Amma do her demonstration, because we have about 20 minutes left in the discussion, and if there's any opportunities to go forward, we will. We're being told that you can actually go over time of the. Okay. Okay, so definitely, Amma, celebrity chef Amma, please come up and do your demo. So what we're talking about now with what you do to get into your water fast, and also what you have to do to get out of it, is very crucial and important. And so what Amma's going to demonstrate for all of us is one of the types of things you can make for yourself, or she can make for you, that would help you transition into the water cleanse, and also help you transition out of the water cleanse. Yes.
So I have a question. In your research, what is the longest anyone has done a fast?
In my research, I know of someone who did a 40-day water fast. And there's even people who've done dry fasting, which is they're not eating anything at all. I would not.
Not drinking either.
Not drinking, not eating. I've never experienced that myself. I don't know how that works. I wouldn't necessarily, I can't speak to things I'm not, my personally not clear on, but the longest I know for a water fast is 40 days. But again, I would say that if you intend to do any length of water fast, you should consult a health care practitioner and discuss with them even before you start, especially if it's going to be that length of time. 1 day or 3 days, and especially if you have any health concerns before starting, you should definitely talk to someone.
So you said that someone was asking, well, is this a fast or is it starvation? So there are people who live in very, very poor countries, war-torn countries, you know, places where there's famine. Does that count as a fast when they just don't have it's not like intentional that they're not eating, but there's really no food around to eat because of the environmental or, you know, war or things like that?
No, because remember we talked about there's a point in which you have to do refeeding. So I get where you're going. Right. Your body burns off the fat that's stored on yourself, but once you don't have any fat, then your body is going to deteriorate, and that's where you have starvation. And you do, and what you're talking about is pretty much that. Right. So you don't want to. There is a limit to your fasting. You shouldn't be fasting to the point where you're emaciated and you have nothing for your body to live, feed off of. In this case, if you have fat, a cleanse is that you have fat, and that fat is being used as fuel. So,
very good. And that's when your body is in the state of ketosis.
Exactly.
And how and what do you eat after a water fast? I think this is where we're about to get to. And did you go back to your normal diet, or do you have a different regimen now? Is it, hey, pizza and french fries, I'm off my water fast, or what does it look like?
So because of the specific health issues that I had, where I was doing a lot of, I called myself a starchitarian. I was eating vegan, but I was eating too many starches. So once I came off of the 21-day water fast, I decided to stop doing that. So I changed my diet so that I would be improving my health and not going back to the same lifestyle that brought me to need to do one in the first place. So, that's one of the things I did. I did some other things as well. And of course, as we mentioned, I did intermittent fasting, where I, do a 3-day fast on certain, every month since the 21-day fast, I did 3-day fasts after that. So, yeah.
All right.
And just to let Chef Amma know, all her items that she needs to do this are sitting right there in that bag.
All right. So we are now joined by celebrity chef Amma Kambon, celebrity chef to the stars.
Yay. Hello, everyone. My name is Chef
Wanyama kalo, tababa wali.
Can she start? Yeah, we've been live the whole time. Can she start?
Okay, hello everyone. My name is Chef Amma. I'm here today with my parents, and we are here today to talk about the 21-day water fast, as they've been talking about for the last 30 minutes or so. And I'm just going to talk a little bit about some of the drinks you can use to transition into the water fast and out of the water fast. So I do have a product called As Above, So Below, which is really good. But today I'm going to be demonstrating a smoothie. In honor of Independence Day, which just passed not too long ago, I wanted to make a red, yellow, and green smoothie for you all. So I'm going to do a small demonstration for you and just show you, just talk about a little bit of the health benefits and how this helps with the 21-day water fast. So I'll get started.
And you maybe help her hold it up so she can say some things. All right.
So we are watching a celebrity chef at work. Celebrity chef to the stars. And if you wonder what stars eat and drink, stars are in nebula as they are formed, and they drink hydrogen and helium.
This should actually go onto her table.
That's also there. But not those types of stars. We're talking about celebrities. So she has the red I'm seeing, looking very interesting right there.
So this container actually has strawberries, raspberries, and blackberries, and a little bit of cranberries. And these are actually full of vitamin C, and that helps with healthy skin. That helps with healthy skin. So for all the people who have been taking, for all the people who've been taking like skincare products that aren't necessarily healthy for their skin, when you're eating, you can actually take things that are healthy for your skin, and it'll actually help rejuvenate. So you look younger, you look fresher, you have more energy because you'll be young on the inside and young on the outside. So that's just some of the vitamins that these fruits have. These also are high in potassium, and this is pineapple. We have mango. We have the fruits, and we have bananas. And these are just a few. These are just some of the things that's going to go in our red, yellow, and green smoothie.
Omi wambe funi lati fowo. She uni lati fowo. O wambe.
All right, so give me a second. Hygiene first. I want to wash my hands a little bit, and then I'm going to prepare the smoothie.
Okay. Yeah, I can definitely appreciate that. And we have a question in the back.
Please come because they can't hear you. Speak into the microphone, please. And please say your name too, and thank you for coming.
Hi, my name is Gis. I am from Guadeloupe, French Caribbean. My question is the following. If we got the choice, when we're doing a fast, whatever the number of days we are choosing, should for the organs, for the things to work, to optimize the process, is it better to remain laid down, or is it better to be active? So say, what is checking the organs more so that they can empty and get clean themselves? What's the best position if we got the choice?
Thank you. That's a great question. So if you have a choice, I would say that you should not be sedentary. You should be as active as you can when you can. You will experience detox symptoms that will make you'll feel tired. And that's your body needing rest to deal with all the stuff, the toxins that you're dealing with. When you're tired, you shouldn't be trying to force yourself or exert yourself to do anything. But when the times when you do have energy, and you will have like consistent bursts of energy if you're doing it correctly, and you should be active during those times. Do some walking, the resistance exercises that I mentioned earlier. So definitely you should be active. If you are doing stuff like what I mentioned with my sister, she works you can still keep doing that as well. So it's, but if you have a choice, the choice is to be active when you can, and on the times when you're unable to, you rest. So you're listening to your body, and it's telling you when you should do things and when you should not. Yeah, I hope that answers the question. Thank you so much for that.
I can say my first day of the fast, I did a weightlifting regimen in the morning. So I still had the energy from the day before. I used that to lift weights, but then the second day, no. Third day, no. I just didn't feel the energy to do that. So just to her point of listening to your body, I think your body will be able to tell you, and you yourself will realize, I'm not feeling, like I can do, so forth. Yeah.
All right. So with this smoothie, taking this before and or after your fast will actually give you a lot of energy. So let's get started.
You have to put it like right there on her mouth. Say that one more time.
I was saying that speaking on energy, this smoothie actually has a lot of vitamins and nutrients that will give you a lot of energy. So yes, let's get started. I'm going to start with the green part of the smoothie, and we're actually going to put it in here as we go, just to layer it. And I'm actually going to use a lot of banana in this recipe. You don't have to do that. Actually, when you do your smoothies, you want to have a variety of foods. You want to have a variety of fruits. People usually just do one type of smoothie, but it's really important to have variety, to change it up whenever you're doing it, just like you do for your meals, because not only will you get a broader variety of nutrients, but you'll also not feel so bored with your smoothie choices. So don't just use, banana, mango, pineapple every time you're doing your smoothie. Try to add more. Try to put kiwi in there. Try to make it more interesting for yourself, because that's kind of what you need to stay engaged, to stay happy with your diet. And this doesn't just apply to smoothies. It can apply to all aspects of your diet, whether you're transitioning into water, whether you're just doing your regular diet. Always have variety.
I would like to add to that the different colors also represent different types of vitamins and minerals that are in the fruits, and the more variety of those you have, the more nutrients you're getting. So,
for example, with the bananas and pineapples, both of these kind of have like a yellowish, beigeish color, and they both have potassium content. So that's just some of the similarities between some of the fruits. But anyway, we're going to start putting the fruits into the blender.
All right, and as she's doing that, maybe we can take questions. We have people who are online through Abibitumi. We have people who are on YouTube, and then we still have our questions. So we can come to Amma if she has anything to say about what she's doing, but so that we can keep things going. So this was how and what do you eat after a water fast. That's what we're doing right now. The smoothies would be good. And is a water fast, number 8, is a water fast for all ages. Can children do this water fast? And if so, for how long?
Okay, so I would say around maybe the age of 8 or 9, children and up. Children can do maybe a 1 day. Closest, my daughter who's sitting over there, she's like, no, I don't want to do it. But a child could do perhaps a 1 day water fast. And I know of families where they have every Friday, they'll do water fast, and the children can go about their day, do baseball and all these other activities that they usually do, and they're just drinking water. But I do not recommend more than that for a child. But as for adults, you can. What was the question? Children, if children can do it, and how old and how long. So yeah, adults can do it.
What about elderly? Can elderly do it?
And some elderly can do it. My mother-in-law did the 3-day water fast with us, and she said she's been doing 3-day water fast during the solstices and equinoxes throughout her life. So, you know, it depends. And again, I would say, as I also mentioned in the ebook, consult a healthcare professional, and who you consult and how you can, you know, what kind of questions you can ask them. I have that mentioned in there, but I do suggest that before you start, especially if you are older, if there's certain questions that you have, being that you may have some health issues, then you would consult. And I think there's another question here which I'm going to jump to that connects, which is who should not do a water fast and who should not are pregnant women, breastfeeding moms, anyone who has eating disorders, liver and kidney issues should not do the water fast. And again, if you have some health problems, you should consult with a healthcare professional who can help you, guide you through things that you can do, because there are other alternatives to water. You can do raw food fast. You can do intermittent water fasting, and these are definitely options for people who want to cleanse but can't do the full cleanse that a water fast would be able to provide.
So when you say intermittent, I think you covered that a little bit in the first talk. What exactly is that?
So intermittent, I mentioned it here today too, is sort of like what we've been doing, where it depends on how often, but you're taking time during the week or the month to do a water fast. And you can either, each week, you can take a day out of the week and you're water fasting, or each month you can take 3 days out of the month and do a water fast. And then even some people, for 18 hours they won't eat, and then within a 4-hour time frame in the day they do eat something, or they do a water fast. So it's intermittent, has to do with the times that you do it, but it's just not a long period of time. It's
Like in windows?
Yeah, you have windows of time where you're fasting, and then those windows of time when you're not, throughout a day, week, or month.
All right.
So that's it.
So very good. And I think the green is getting ready to be blended, so maybe we can go back over to Amma and she can tell us about it.
So far I've added the spirulina, which has some great health properties. The banana and the pineapple, I've added a little water, and I'm just going to blend it up. So that's going to be the first layer of the smoothie.
Come on.
It's going to be a little loud.
Mono.
I want to add a little bit more of the banana, just to make it a little bit thicker.
Mm-hmm.
I also wanted to talk a little bit about
Hold the microphone.
there are different types of diets, and based on whatever you're going into, like for the 21 water day fast, we actually have a catering service, completely healthy, plant-based, all of that, and we actually do meal subscriptions. So based on whatever diet you have and based on your budget, we will cater to you. We will actually do deliveries for you weekly, and just send you foods for your for whatever your diet you're about to go on, transition into, stuff like that. And we are also actually launching a membership program. It's actually a menu tasting membership program. So for all of the delicious foods that we have at the restaurant, we will be doing a premium, exclusive dining event. So if you go to Nkwadria.com, you can actually, if you go to Nkwadria.com, you can actually contact us about that, see what's involved. You'll have a beautiful card with your name on it, all of that stuff. So yes, we do invite you to come check that out.
And I think this would be a good time to let people know how you can reach out to Nkwadria or reach out for the water fasting workshop that we have coming up. So you can, for more information about special events like what she mentioned or the water fasting, you can text water fast to 025 750 7085 and or 025 750. Oh, that's the same number. Sorry, it got sent to me twice. I will repeat that. That's 025 750 8085 or 7085. There's two numbers. So you can.
No, 025 750 8085. Again, that's 025 750 8085. And then also, you mentioned the guided meditation. So my mother, Nana Mawia Kambon, every evening she did a guided meditation. My sister came on for when she was also doing the water fast. Your sister came on. Ajakwa Joe from Abibitumi came on. So we did it like in person, but then also virtual, where she guided us through different scenes and different, visualizations, almost like you go into a dream state where you're guided through a dream, but the dream is very meaningful and very purposive. And yeah, you're being guided by a psychologist, former president of Association of Black Psychologists. And I felt like that added a different component to the water fast to make it, I guess, more meaningful. So that was each evening. And I know she also does do guided meditation. So Nataki, the guided meditation, is that on Onipa or where is that?
You have to repeat what she said.
All right, so that's guidedmeditation.onipa.com. That's Onipa is ONIPA. So guidedmeditation.onipa.com. And I think that's part of the package of your consultation service called Slow Down and Fast.
Yeah, so we will, we do intend to do consultations and take anyone who's interested through a 21-day water cleanse, water fast each day, and part of that would include a guided meditation from Dr. Mawia Kambon, which is very powerful. It further enhances the cleanse, the fast. So
Again, everything that we're taking into ourselves.
So taking it back to Chef Ama.
I'm going to go ahead and pour it into here, and that's going to make the first part of our Independence Day special Ghana flag smoothie. I'm just going to pour it in here.
And I think you mentioned that there were some health benefits to spirulina. Did you mention the specifics, or do you know?
I don't.
Well, spirulina, as some people may be aware, is a seaweed. And what I'm aware of in terms of spirulina is that it's often added to smoothies, has different proteins and so forth. But I think that may be something that, as we're going through the different components, maybe we can lean on people like Dr. Sharita, because you mentioned healthcare professionals, those who deal with this, because she has the spirulina here, the moringa in here. So the seaweeds, generally speaking, the seaweeds tend to have a high salt content, in terms of the natural salts. which would have different trace minerals. So when we're looking at, sea moss, seaweeds of different types, it tends to have magnesium inside, zinc inside, so forth and so on. So those are like the trace minerals that are coming from the ocean itself.
Right, and I
think
have
you have
here, it's considered one of the superfoods like moringa and sea moss, and it's rich in a lot of the nutrients that we need for our bodies. It may protect against cancer, rich in antioxidants, reduces blood pressure, reduces cholesterol, may help with anemia and allergic, rhinitis, and helps regulate blood sugar, among many things. So you're drinking something that is definitely, going to make your body stronger, healthier, and more nutrient rich.
And
What I do know is, just speaking to spirulina being kind of like from the sea moss, I think a lot of some of the things we consume from the sea tend to be very high in nutrients. So I've actually seen people add sea moss to their smoothies, just to thicken it, and because it has high nutrient contents. So yes.
Thank you,
That's-
Chef Ama. Should we bring it back to you in a moment?
Yes, you may.
Okay.
Getting started with the yellow part this week.
Okay.
yeah, and I actually looked up some of the nutrients. So very high in potassium, 1,363 milligrams of potassium. That's 38% of the daily value. Sodium, as was mentioned, because it's coming from the sea, 43% there at 1,048 milligrams. Has vitamin C, iron, 158% of the iron that you would need in the course of a day, as you would expect from a deep, rich green, plant-based item. So yeah, as we said, it's a blue-green algae that grows both in salt and fresh water. So there's a lot more that could be said, but for those who are interested in more, we can go forth right here at New Earth, and you can see Dr. Sharita, because she's selling the spirulina, and I'm sure she can tell you even more about it. All right. Now, I saw another question that came through, and that was, what is the latest I should drink water? Will I be up all night going to the washroom if I am drinking all this water?
So just like you have to time out when you're going to travel while you're on a water fast, like I mentioned that my sister had to do a 2-hour commute. Same thing when you're coming to the end of the day, you should stop drinking water an hour before you're about to go to bed so that you won't be continuously going throughout the night. And, as I was learning this, I definitely did not follow that, so I learned that lesson, but I was actually very thirsty, so I ended up drinking very close to bedtime, which had me up. So you want to avoid that experience and stop drinking an hour before bed. So your time for the time that you go to bed should be planned. You should be aware that you're going to be sleeping from 9 p.m. for a good 8 hours. And sleep, I would also like to emphasize, is very important to the fasting because your body needs that time to help pull out those toxins. When you're taking that rest, you're sleeping, that's your body's time to fully get the cleansing, to do the cleansing that it needs to do. So you need a full night's rest.
All right, Black Powerful. And then also there was a question, can I do the water fast if I'm on medication?
It depends on what medication you're taking. But again, I would consult your health care practitioner to talk through whether you can do a water day fast while you're on medication. It definitely depends on the person. And like I said, I mentioned a lot of this in the book. If you don't know who you can talk to about what you can do, There are ways to find good people who can work to help you, good medical practitioners who can talk you through this. And I talk about that in the ebook and in the workshop, so you can join in and learn more.
One thing that I noticed, and maybe you can speak to this as well, is that when I'm on the water fast, my sense of smell becomes very acute. And that is especially with regard to people who have eaten onions or garlic. Like, you don't notice it because you yourself are eating it, but when you are cleansing, anyone around you who has had an onion or garlic, you can smell it coming through their pores. Anyone who's had alcohol or anything. What is that connection? Or maybe you can speak to, maybe you have that experience as well, where like maybe your sense of smell gets more acute from the water fast, things you wouldn't have noticed before you notice.
I wouldn't necessarily say my sense of smell, but I could see that happening because a lot of your senses become more acute because you're fasting, your body's, cleansing. So now you're able to, you're more sensitive to your environment. So I wouldn't say that I would say because of pregnancy, I've had a more acute sense of smell that has not gone away. But water fasting, not necessarily, but I do think generally speaking, because you are cleansing, you're more sensitive to your environment. And so that's one of the things that may happen is you may have a more sensitive sense of smell. Your eyesight might become even more sharper. Of course, I mentioned mental sharpness as well. And definitely when you come off the fast, your taste buds become even more acute, and those types of things. But before we move, but before you do, I still want to mention the numbers if you want to reach out for any consultations or events that are going on. And that number again is 025-750-7085.
Okay. And you can text to that number your name, email address, and the words water fast. And Amma is going to give us some yellow.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when's the dinner with the goom?
So for this, I added mango, pineapple, and banana with a little bit of water. So no spirulina, of course.
Perfect.
Come on.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we're done. What's left is for the red, so I'm going to go ahead and make that.
And yeah, Ohan Chichimo don't see and Chiripon Ciancia.
My extra wants to be specific that it's not half, it's a fraction.
A third, I guess.
2/3, 66.66%.
Right.
Come on.
Okay, so while we are getting the final color of the flag in there, we can, I don't know if anybody here in the audience or anybody online had any questions, but we can also answer those. And we still have questions here from the last time that we did this. What questions are there?
Mm-hmm. So, yes, any audience questions for the one, the only Mami Wata? All right. We have one in the back, one here as well.
Oh, okay. Please come forward and.
We have a packed house. The hundreds and hundreds of people I can barely see all the way to the back. Mm-hmm.
So my question is about just the mental part of fasting. Even though I have a sedentary job, I sit behind a computer like 18 hours a day, but it is very stressful. Lots of phone calls, people pulling you in multiple directions all day long, every day. And the thought of going one day, let alone 21 days without eating, is scary. And I've been telling this story that I grew up, obviously, celebrating Kwanzaa. And during Kwanzaa, you're supposed to fast just from sunup to sundown. And because of my schedule and my job, sometimes I just forget to eat. It'll be like 9 o'clock at night, and I'll be like, oh my gosh, I forgot to eat. But the days that I say I'm going to fast, I realize I am starving. Oh my gosh, how can I get through the day? I'm starving. And it'll be like 10:45 in the morning. So I don't know. So I could never make it just through the sun up, sundown. So the idea of like 24 hours or 21 days, any advice on how to get over the fear of starving to death?
Well, first I have to say you are not starving to death, reiterating the fear, right. And it's actually what you just said. It's very mental because like you just said, you can go through a whole day forgetting to eat and you're not even thinking, oh, I haven't eaten yet. And then you realize at the end of the day, there's nothing, you didn't eat, but you were fine, right? And so it's, I think I don't know if there's a trick you can do for yourself, but acknowledging that you can and have actually gone through days without food is telling you that you can go through days without food and that you're not going to starve. So I think that plus remembering why you would even be doing a 21-day fast in the first place, which is you're doing this for whatever the goal is. For me, I knew I had to heal myself from a specific health illness, and I knew that at the end of the 21 days, I would be much better, and I was. And that's what kept me focused, and especially because I was getting on the scale each day, and it was like, what, 2 pounds down, 3 pounds down? It was just a very big encouragement to keep going every day. And you know, any little detox symptoms, especially in the first 3 days, you're gonna have most of your detox symptoms in those first 3 days. You're gonna be hungry, you're going to have headaches, you know, those types of things are very common in the beginning. And you just have to get past the 3 days. You just push past, knowing that, remind yourself of what your goals are. You have goals, you know that they're gonna be achieved. So this is just a short period of time to achieve something that's going to benefit you for the rest of your life. And you just have to keep telling yourself that. And remember that you've gone through a whole day without food, and you did not think you would starve, and you didn't starve. All right.
Basically, go into your fast with a purpose. Don't just do it for the sake of doing it. Go into it with a purpose and stay true to that purpose.
Exactly. Thank you, Chef.
Oh, I was saying that go into your fast with a purpose. Don't just do it for the sake of doing it. Go for it with a purpose that relates to your health, and stay true to that purpose as you go through your fast.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
So in other words, it makes the whole thing worth it when you live life with purpose. Mm-hmm. All right.
That looks delicious. All of this looks so delicious. I can't wait to taste this smoothie. Oh, please share.
I didn't.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so this is a combination.
Oh, the fruit is in the way.
All right, so this part of the smoothie, the final part, is a combination of bananas, mango, cranberries, blackberries, raspberries, and strawberries. So that's what makes the red color.
Mm-hmm.
And again, these are full of vitamin C. They're great for skin health, all of that stuff.
Oops. We need tissue for the front there that's spilling.
And as she's taking care of that, so Mama Kala, you mentioned that you've been very diligent with doing 3-day water fast after the 21-day fast every month. Have you had any times where you've gone back up in weight and you felt any type of health effects, and then the fast actually gets rid of those instances?
Yes, I have. I would say there were a lot of highly stressful and emotional things that occurred after I did the water fast, especially at the end of December. The family experienced, me personally, I mentioned my mother had passed away, and it was the anniversary of her passing, her transition at the end of December. But then 2 days after that was the transition of Baba Kambon. And between that whole week was very emotional. And so between then and months after, I did do some intermittent fasting, but then I also, went into emotional eating as well. And I didn't take care of myself the way I should have, because I was, grieving. And I guess people grieve in different ways. Some people stop eating when they grieve, but me, I was, worried and concerned and sad and all these different emotions. And so that led to me going up a bit in my weight gain. And it did lead to me having some of the symptoms I had before I started the 21-day fast. So after doing this 3-day water fast, those symptoms are now gone again. And it's helped me to recommit. I think what's on this journey towards optimal health for myself, I'm committing myself to staying on this path, doing water fasts. I've done at least 5 of them since the 21-day, like small ones, the intermittent fasting. And I think committing to that has really helped me to stay on track. And then, of course, I have a next phase of the health journey that I'm going to be going on, and I would be.
What's that?
I'll be willing to share that in the workshop for the people who want to join in, and that's coming up in April. And again, you can come onto Abibitumi and join the health fitness group, and you can call the number and text to get the exact date for that. But then we also want to, and then anything now at Nkwa is having a tasting coming at the end of coming in April. So also for that, please reach out for those things. And I think Chef Amma has something to say now that we have our smoothie here. That looks great. They're right there.
And we have cups. My sister is very, very much telling us that there are cups so that she can taste some of this red, yellow, and green smoothie. I asked Amma what she's going to do for the black star. We're going to put the Kantanka key on here with the star and see if we can get something going. Come on.
So I'm thinking To make it easy for yourself, you might want to start pouring from that, because that's what would actually pour out anyway.
So typically, you want for layered smoothies like this, you want to do a straw. You don't just want to drink it because it kind of ruins the layers. So I'm just going to start serving what's in here. I'm very proud of myself for this.
I am too. This looks delicious and very what's the word? Mm-hmm.
This is my first time doing it.
No, yes,
Didn't you do it on television like when you were like 10? That wasn't the. That means
the
this
first
is that
time.
Right. So this is not the first time.
So for those
What
who
is
aren't
it?
aware, celebrity chef Ama is a celebrity, and ever since she was 5 years old, she's been doing videos. So about 6 years ago, she was on GMG Plus on Metro, and that was when she debuted her red, yellow, and green smoothie for Ghana's Independence Day, which is also Kweku's birthday, her younger brother's birthday.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't think she got to fully complete her smoothie on that first show.
Not
So
on
now
this
she
one.
got to complete it. So congratulations, and can't wait to taste this. Should I help you? Okay, I have a piece of it. Anything you want to say while I'm going to help her?
So as we are looking at the smoothie, let me make this visible to those who are joining through Abibitumi as well. So this is the red, yellow, and green smoothie. Amazing to see, and I'm sure it will be even more amazing to taste. Mm-hmm. You see? Turn it long. Well, I've been doing everything horizontal so far, so it may mess it up if I try to switch it to long now. So for anyone who wanted to know how to transition into or out of your water fast, what you need to do is just hire celebrity chef Ama, and she will be able to help you transition in and out. The red looks delicious, the yellow looks delicious, the green looks delicious. And she said we'll need a straw for the big one, so I'll have to invest in a straw in the meantime. And I think we did have another question in the back. My sister from going. If you can come. You said if what will help the process?
Do you think that
Hot water
will help the process?
for the 21-day water fast, doing hot water instead of like room temperature water or cold water? Like tea type.
Right. I think I've traditionally just done room temperature water. I've just done room temperature water. I think the hot water. Let me go to the microphone. So the question, what you said the question already. So my response is that I think hot water helps towards more of your emotional, feeling like you're having something that's warm inside and makes you feel like you've had something that's not just water, like it's almost close to tea. My sister was even asking, can I have something like tea or hot water, or if it's cold when you're doing the water fast, like you're in a cold environment, which she is, it's kind of cold there. Hot water would help for that, but usually it's room temperature water. Usually it's just room temperature water, not hot, not cold necessarily. At times, I do, allow for you to, you can squeeze lemon juice in. And sometimes especially when you're having detox symptoms, lemon juice or sea salt helps bring in electrolytes to help kind of calm down some of the detox effects. And then also coconut water at times helps with the detox effects. But I do not, from what I know, hot water doesn't further assist in the cleansing process. But you can drink hot water if you like. Yeah. How is the smoothie, I'm wondering? Okay. Okay. Great.
If you can come up. Surely you can come up. You're being pressed into service.
Oh my goodness.
My name is Shirley.
Oh, okay.
I'm
Wow.
visiting from the U.S.
You flew all the way here just to attend this talk. That's amazing. Wow. Once again, we have somebody from Guadalupe and from the U.S. Just Mami Wata, you are making an impact, let me tell you.
Yes, you are. I just wanted to know, with all of that water, I mean, you were drinking at least 16 ounces, 500 milliliters every hour. Did you find yourself in the washroom all day long?
Thank you for that question. So, thank you. So, Mama Shirley expressed how much she is enjoying the smoothie, at least the red part of the smoothie, and we have the green coming around next. But frequent water trips, bathroom trips, that's actually was one of the questions here too. Yes, I highly suggest, as you are planning your water fast, whether it's 3-day or 7-day or 14 or 21, however long, you should all make sure that you are near a bathroom, because you will make frequent trips to the bathroom, and that's part of the cleansing process. It's going to happen, and yeah, you should. And when you know you're not going to be near one, you plan around that. You stop drinking water. You make your transition to a place. Make sure it's a place where you can frequently go and it's clean. And, yes, you'll definitely experience frequent bathroom trips during your water fast. So be prepared. Be prepared to quickly get to the bathroom as well, because if you don't hurry up, especially I find water goes down faster than anything else I can drink. If I was drinking this, it would take me some time, but drinking water, it flows very quickly. So to answer that question.
And I have to say that the green part of the flag is equally delicious. You can taste that spirulina and the banana in there.
This is wonderful, Amma.
And those deep
really
greens have a lot of iron in there, a lot of iron content. That's for both plants on the land and in the sea. So very, very helpful.
This is good.
Also about the green part. Actually, recently in my school, we're actually going through a little bit of some natural herbs for healing, for energy. I mentioned moringa, which you can actually use as a substitute for the spirulina. It actually grows very commonly in Ghana, so you could actually go right outside your home. You may see a moringa tree. You can actually use that in replacement for the spirulina. So there's actually a lot of things you can use for the green part of the smoothie. And also, you don't have to do a red, yellow, and green smoothie. You could do different types of layers, different types of colors. Just make your smoothies more fun. Always remember to use a straw so you don't ruin your layers. But yeah, this is just a fun way to make your smoothie, to make your diet more enjoyable. Yeah.
So I'm going to go across the street. I think they sell straws over there. As soon as we're done, I have my marching orders
Can I
on.
have some more? Can I have some more, Chef Amma? So again, we wanted to let everyone know we have Abibitumi, that is our Black social
Education network.
community network, where we have African people from all over the world. You're learning and connecting with each other. We invite everybody to come on there to learn, to take workshops, classes, a lot of different things, African language courses in Tree, Yoruba, Wolof, and other classes in African culture, history. I mean, Obadele could say more on what other classes are taking place there. And then we also have Nkwa, which translates to Tree of Life in Tree. And that is the vegan food, vegan restaurant and delivery service that we have. And you can sign up for a subscription, become a member, and get your food sent to you if you're here in Ghana. And, you know, as you're transitioning into raw foods or whatever diets that are vegan, you can talk to them, go online at nkwadua.com. That's NKWADUA.com. Or you can call the number, which is, they can text the number, which is 025-750-7085. If you're interested in the water fasting workshop called Slow Down and Fast, you can text your information and the words water fast to that number, which again is 025-750-7085.
And that information that you will text will be your name, your phone number, and your email address, and the words water fast. And for you to sign up, as we mentioned earlier, Mama Kala, a.k.a. Mami Wata, is working on, the book is actually there for pre-orders, for pre-sales. So you can go to abibitumi.com/my21daybook, and that's the number 21 not spelled out. So abibitumi.com/my21daybook. And for the workshop, you can go to abibitumi.com/my21dayworkshop. Very excited about this, Mama Kala.
Mm-hmm.
And
you should be.
Yeah, I am. And you're looking so wonderful. I can see how you've slimmed down. Even your posture has gotten better. Mm-hmm. You're just radiant, I can say.
Thank you.
Right? And you're smelling just wonderful. I don't know if that's from the smoothie or what, just the natural scent of, so we just have to give accolades where they are due. If you would like to be as beautiful as my wife, I guess I'll see you next lifetime. But if you want to get anywhere close, you should do what she's doing, which is a 21-day fast. And I would like to commend her once again for her discipline, perseverance, fortitude to resolve her own health challenges, and not only do that for herself, but guide the way for so many others. We understand that subtle suicide is real, and there are two operations on the planet. One is, us killing ourselves slowly through subtle suicide. The other one is genocide coming from the enemies of black people. So what you're doing right now through this 21-day water fast is that you're giving us another tool, another weapon with which to fight. Everything around us is telling us to get fast food and to get, processed foods and all these other things that are killing us. But the 21-day fast, we call that the factory reset button. You just press that factory reset button and your phone is going just as quick as you can imagine. Mm-hmm. That's the exact same thing with this water fast. Right. So I would like to thank my lovely wife, Mama Kala. And if you think I'm trying to get points, I am. So
I would like to thank my lovely husband as well for his support and joining me with these water fasts has been very supportive and helpful. Mm-hmm. And, Medasi Pa. Mm-hmm. And what was I going to say? There was something else I was going to say. I don't remember what it was.
You wanted to name our next baby after water.
No comment on that one.
Let me drink
this smoothie.
All right.
just again, if you want to get more delicious drinks like this, like the smoothie, there is actually going to be a scheduled menu tasting on the 31st of March. It is a private menu tasting, but it's also kind of like a launching of Nkwa, so you can do takeaway on that day. And we do invite you to go to nkwa.com and sign up for the premium membership for the menu tasting subscriptions. So yes, we do invite you to sign up for that. And yeah, there's a tasting on the 31st. So check out the website, check out the number, and we'll see you there.
Right. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining us.
And we'd like to thank the audience, those of you who came out in your hundreds. And I can barely even see through the crowd. It's really just amazing. They had the Africa Games, the World Cup. Those crowds are nothing compared to what you see. We're not even going to pan the camera over there, but we're very happy to have so many of you in full effect, interested in your health as much as people are interested in sports and the other things that they're dealing with. This is going to ensure that you not only have a long life, but a good quality of life. So we have Mami Wata to thank. Ama wonso waya diapa sa se de o ya no aya soronko aya wanwa and also na ema apomodin ene ahoden nti wonso waya diapa.
We also want to thank Dr. Sharita for having this Health Watch show every Thursday at 6 Ghana time, and for inviting us to be a part of this for yet the second time, and acknowledging the benefits of learning and knowing about your health. So thank here, And
you can find it on Google Maps if you just type in New Earth Health Foods.
Correct.
Initially, the pin was incorrect. It sent you way to Ogbojo, but I corrected the pin just a couple of minutes, actually, before we got started to get people here. So if it said that it may show up within the next 24 hours, the corrected pin, which is to here, but if it hasn't shown up and you want to come, maybe by tomorrow morning, it's across from MediMart Pharmacy. Very ironic. The pharmacy is on one side, but then the farm-macy is on this side. Stuff coming straight from the farm. So, again, like to thank everyone for coming out. Those of you who are online through Abibitumi. I saw Sister June came in as well. This has been Black Powerful, Blacknificent, and Blackerific. Thanks to Dr. Sharita. She says that she wants to see a new earth, and she's making that happen every Thursday with Health Watch and with the Kambons, who are changing the world one person at a time, 121 day at a time.
One cup of water at a time.
One smoothie at a time.
Slow down and fast. Yes. One Ethiopian plate of food at a time.
All right. Abibitumi, Abibifahodiye.
Abibifahodiye.
Wanyama kalo, tababa wali. Nyambe. Wanyama kalo, tababa wali.